The Antiquities of the Jews by Flavius Josephus 1.2.2. And when Cain had travelled over many countries, he, with his wife, built a city named Nod, which is a place so called, and there he settled his abode, where also he had children. However, he did not accept of his punishment in order to amendment, but to increase his wickedness. For he only aimed to procure everything that was for his own bodily pleasure, though it obliged him to be injurious to his neighbours. He augmented his household substance with much wealth by rapine and violence. He excited his acquaintance to procure pleasures and spoils by robbery, and became a great leader of men into wicked courses. He also introduced a change in that way of simplicity wherein men lived before, and was the author of measures and weights. And whereas they lived innocently and generously while they knew nothing of such arts, he changed the world into cunning craftiness. He first of all set boundaries about lands, and he built a city and fortified it with walls. And he compelled his family to come together to it, and called that city Enoch after the name of his eldest son, Enoch. Now Jared was the son of Enoch, whose son was Malaleel, whose son was Methuselah, whose son was Lamech, who had 77 children by 2 wives, Silla and Adah. Of those children by Adah, one was Jabal. He erected tents and loved the life of a shepherd. But Jabal, who was born of the same mother with him, exercised himself in music, and invented the psaltery and the harp. But Jubal, one of his children by the other wife, exceeded all men in strength, and was very expert and famous in martial performances. He procured what tended to the pleasures of the body by that method, and first of all invented the art of making brass. Lamech was also the father of a daughter, whose name was Naamah, and because he was so skillful in matters of divine revelation, he knew he was to be punished for Cain's murder of his brother. He made that known to his wives. Nay, even while Adam was alive, it came to pass that the posterity of Cain became exceedingly wicked, every one successively dying one after another more wicked than the former. They were intolerable in war and vehement in robberies. And if anyone was slow to murder people, yet was he bold in his profligate behavior, and acting unjustly and doing injuries for gain.